Like everything I do comes back. True brings back, I do need that. Real on the fire that makes you whole bad. Word brings life, vibrations feel that. She lands on her feet cause she's a cool cat. Stand on the beach, you walking through cracks. Hands on your waist, I love how you move that. Moving to your knees, you love what I do next. Yeah. Let's explore. From the moon, back to the floor. Love your mind, who you are. It's the time to be more. Realize it's the time. Love your mind, who you are. Love your mind, who you are. It's the time. You gotta love yourself. If you don't love yourself, it's hard to love somebody else. Open up that chest cavity, let the space in. Breathe, feel that energy. Can I get that taste of what is in store? Look up on me face, tell me if you want more. I don't wanna chase no more. I don't wanna run no tour. Break from the norm. I like the fact that she warm. Walk can get cold, but she natural and form. Got a heart made of gold, and that's just one story. All I really know is that loving is mandatory. Why can't we just fly away? Why can't things be my way? Probably cause I got her the lessons the hard way. Probably cause I first got to get rid of the heartache. She don't get to play it no matter the type of sport, no matter the court, but you're more than just a sentence. You're more than just a sentence. You got to be relentless. You got to climb the fences. You got to climb the fences. Got to be relentless. Got to climb the fences. Patience and rain. When it's falling down and you can't get out the way. You must have patience when it comes to pain. When the road is rough and we lose our mind, remember who we ain't. So I don't need you to tell me my I be on the glow, not alone, love myself, no shame. I know me, so I don't need you to tell me my name. My life ain't a show, follow no pole, time to lead the way, lead the way. Hey, come on. Yeah, we hella spirit, we in the house, you know, bringing that vibe. Yeah. I see that feather came from me, but it also came from me. Yeah! This next one, okay. Okay, this one right here. Y'all ain't dancing to this, y'all ain't dancing. Slow grind with me, slow grind with me, slow grind on me, slow grind, shawty. She was track of time and we dance slow. This is the kind, yeah, she got soul. She one of a kind, they will make more. The stars were aligned when she was born. It turns in another day, so more. You worry about the things that I couldn't let go. She told me there's gonna be some stains that I can't clean. Gotta turn the page from ways to believe in myself, find to help when it gets rough. Running wells, hold water, better drink up. Tap in, this ain't rap, this is real love. Even with their best attack, they can't kill us. Love won't die, energy don't either. Every time I go deep, spirit speak, need a breather, okay? Are you good, are you fine, are you mine? Hell nah, but together we'll get through the pain. If you got your own back, say hey. If there's no turning back, say ho. Fight for what matters. Don't stress on what don't. Ride with me, slow ride with me, slow ride on me, slow ride, shawty. She lose track of time, but we that slow. This is divine, yeah, she got soul. She one of a kind, they will make more. The stars were aligned when she was born. You can take off the wings from a bird or a plane, it won't change, cause the still wouldn't be enough. Real ones still remain when the fake fall. No need to complain when you stand tall. No ice on her ring, just a gemstone. And she got her all out, all her friends know. And she keep herself clean, she a tempo. When she get in them sheets, she a nympho. She told me every single time I lie that it hurts. So that's to let you know that I don't even know it works. Sometimes I pray for this earth, feet on the dirt. Sometimes the key doesn't work, but that ain't the curtain. She does the taxes, got assets and things that she protects. No longer living in them days when she don't need respect. I guess I gotta take a page out that notebook. I guess I gotta set the stage for a show hood. Yeah. Slow grind with me, slow grind on me, slow grind, shawty. She lose track of time and we dance slow. Mrs. Divine, yeah, she got soul. She one of a kind, they won't make noise. The stars were aligned when she was born. When she was born. Slow grind with me. Slow grind. This one right here is called Spirits Riding. No matter what you do.
While distracted, the syringe, the drug took effect in a hazy light dream as he enters the addictive world of methamphetamine. Stepping towards a mirror to look at his face, not realizing his movements have quickened in pace, he looks into his own eyes with disbelief and anger because the person in front of him looked older and stranger. To himself, he thinks, what happened? What did I miss? Why is my face starting to shrink like this? He doesn't realize that his body's reacting to the dehydration, and without knowledge of this only raises his growing frustrations. But that's the least of his problems, which will soon be felt as his grip on insanity begins to melt. To give a brief illustration on how methamphetamine psychosis destroyed the awareness of one man, rendering him paranoid. Frantically, he searches for voices unknown and faces unseen, but he was all alone. For 2 whole days, he was locked in the clutches of delirium, with non-existent shadows closing in all around him. Suddenly, the narcotic starts to lose his hold in the chills of the night, when day 3 comes along with the feeling of relief in sight. Yet, since he was on the come down, he was still feeling worse. Up for 3 days straight, and he was dying of thirst. Awareness slowly seems to come into focus, along with self-worthlessness and that feeling of being hopeless. With some help and a little care, this problem can be set straight by reversing this problem before it was too late. So without further hesitation, he breaks the shooting apparatus with the hopes of never again locking myself in that crystal palace. Being in these streets, I've been in San Francisco since 1982. I'm from Buffalo, New York. I was raised here by a city I'm not even from. A state, because I'm a ward of the state of California. I became a ward of the state of California at the age of 13 and stopped at the age of 42. I'm 49 years old now, and I'm just now getting life straight. I mean, better late than never, but yeah. So I plan to use my writing to help, get forward in life. And one of them is taking accountability. I learned to take accountability for the shit that I've done, for the things that I've, put out of order, and I try to make that right now, But this poem right here is exactly that, this poem. I wrote this when I was incarcerated because it made me see that my writing ability isn't something that I thought was ugly, because it made me see who I was, but it was a chance to show who I was and not have to worry about what people thought about me. I don't care what people think about me nowadays, because me, myself, I feel good enough to know that my words and things that I can share can make people feel good. So this poem is called This Poem. It's funny now how, when I think back on my situation and what I was forced to learn while dealing with incarceration, what you may find while facing time may come as a complete surprise, and you may never know the beauty one holds unless you open your eyes. But for me to open my eyes and take the time, it took for me to commit a crime. And while placed in the cell with my head to the bars, I started this long and weary climb. To focus on self was my ultimate goal, so I took a look deep down inside my soul, and through the the hatred, the filth, the shit I already knew, I really didn't like what that story told. It told of a kid who was lacking self-love, which was hindering these talents he was capable of, and for becoming the kind of person he knew he could be, instead of the kind of person he was afraid to rise above. Now that was a sad case, because people all over the place saw the talents that this kid had but was afraid to face. Until one day he felt he should write about his problems. So he started to scribble on some paper at a rapid pace. And when he started to write down, he never thought to come about a way to vent these problems instead of acting them out. Because if he acted them out physically, he'd be trouble bound. So he began to write about his feelings with this new way that he found. He wrote about places, himself, and what he would feel while visiting these places, and he kept it real. It was skill. He began to pour his soul out in ink, broadening his horizons with a new way to think. So as I sat in my cell thinking about this story and the beauty of self-love and what it could do for me, I realized I must better this talent before I go home, and that's one of the reasons why I had written this poem.
Yes! Yes!
And this is